And horror has been on somewhat of a streak this year, especially with first time directors. Let's talk about Leviticus. I think I spoke about this during my Obsession review. I think modern horror has really evolved into something that's more based in fear of what really happens in our world and the dangers that we face versus the supernatural. And they do it with a horror element of a what if scenario or something like that. And that's exactly what Leviticus tackles. Like these social horror films are very interesting because they really go down to the cores of real trauma, real things that can affect us. And they just use the horror element to kind of give us that little extra scare. Leviticus is a commentary on conversion therapy, basically, and trying to hide your real self from the world because they don't either understand it or think it's demonic or whatever ridiculous reason that may be. And it shows the traumatic effects of conversion to therapy. It isolates people, it makes them feel alone, it makes them want to harm themselves as well as maybe potentially harm other people. And it just kind of puts a bullet on their back and or a target on their back, and they don't know how to really go through life without this constant fear of either being figured out or somebody knowing of it and then being put into something so traumatic. And then the people and communities that are supposed to support us and love us and actually nurture us turn their backs on us and think this is the right way to kind of proceed through life. And that's the stuff that Leviticus kind of tackles in a very interesting way. The strengths of the movie are really in its writing and its parallels to the real world and how these conversion therapies or outcasting kind of goes hand in hand and how you can be shunned and be called a black sheep in your community. My only real criticism is that the directing isn't super interesting. It doesn't really create that atmosphere or tension that you would expect from a horror film. So if you're going to perceive notion that this is going to be a scary movie, it's not. It doesn't even really tackle that psychological itch too much. It's more of a commentary with just some jump scares here and there. So there can be times where the movie kind of feels like it's a little slower pace, it's a little bogged down, and things aren't really answered and they leave it vague, which is good. I like that element of horror where it doesn't explain everything miraculously. Another highlight of the film I think is are the performances in this movie. I do really think there's a genuine chemistry between the two leads. I feel for them. I feel really bad for them. Um, so this movie has some genuine tender moments between the two leads, and their chemistry really works to kind of show you that they do truly love each other, and they have to kind of hide it from the world because there is a potential demon kind of coming after you. One interesting thing I liked about this movie, it kind of feels like it follows, but without being a direct ripoff or anything like that. It kind of uses the same themes and subject matter to portray, same-sex relationship. And again, I think the writing is much sharper than the whole execution of the film. I do like the performances. I think the director does a great job of getting great performances from the cast. I just don't think it does enough interesting things with the concept and with tone and atmosphere. But it generally is a good, heartfelt, and sometimes a little scary when it needs to be. But yeah, horror fans are eating good this year.